The Colonial Blueprint, Why Caucasian Leadership Fails Us, and Why Trump is No Different in the ongoing theater of Western politics, faces change, flags shift, and rhetoric evolves. But the foundation remains tragically familiar. For the global African family, on the continent and throughout the diaspora, Caucasian leadership has too often meant exploitation, deception, and spiritual dismemberment. The myth of benevolent white leadership is not just a political illusion. It is a deeply embedded ideological structure born from centuries of colonial violence, Eurocentric supremacy, and institutional theft of African memory and power. And in this lineage, Donald Trump is not an anomaly. He is the inevitable outcome of a system that has always rewarded dominance, delusion, and division, the colonial mindset, control over harmony. Pan-African thinkers such as Kwame Nkrumah, Walter Rodney, and Ngugi wa Thiong'o warned us, the West does not lead to serve. It leads to extract. Whether through physical colonization or cultural imperialism, Caucasian leadership has maintained power by suppressing other ways of knowing, living, and governing. At the heart of this leadership style is a worldview that values domination over cooperation, profit over people, uniformity over diversity, individualism over community. This contrasts sharply with African-centered governance models rooted in consensus, ancestral wisdom, reciprocity with nature, and Ubuntu, the philosophy that I am because we are. Trump's leadership only amplified the colonial mindset. His campaign slogans and policies, "Make America Great Again," were drenched in nostalgia for a time when whiteness reigned unchecked. But what many called greatness was simply systemic exclusion of Black, brown, indigenous, and poor people from resources and recognition. Trump, the loudest echo of a silent tradition. While Trump was louder, ruder, and more overt in his racism, he was not unique. He simply spoke what many other leaders practiced in silence. Barack Obama was silenced by the very system he tried to reform. Bill Clinton signed the 1994 crime bill that devastated Black families. Joe Biden co-authored laws that built the prison industrial complex Ronald Reagan fueled the crack epidemic and cut social programs. Trump is not the exception. He is the exposure. He ripped the mask off Western liberalism and reminded us that the plantation never closed. It simply changed outfits. Institutional racism is the real president. Trump may be gone from office, but the system that made him president remains intact. Policing rooted in slave patrols, education systems that erase African brilliance, economic policies that hoard wealth for the few media machines that demonize resistance and sanitize colonial conquest. This is why we must stop expecting salvation from leaders forged in the same ideological furnace. From apartheid South Africa to Jim Crow America to modern neo-colonial regimes in Africa, propped up by Western interests, Caucasian leadership has followed the same script: extract, divide, and dominate. The way forward: Pan-African governance and spiritual realignment. True leadership cannot be imported. It must rise from the soil, soul, and stories of the people it seeks to serve. Pan-African governance offers a radically different vision. Councils of elders guided by ancestral wisdom, land-based economies rooted in community ownership, sacred ecology where the earth is a relative, not a resource, oral traditions that keep memory alive, and futures rooted. We must move beyond Western elections as our only mode of power and build sovereign systems, from community schools to African-centered economic cooperatives to global Pan-African networks that bypass the gatekeepers of empire. Final word. Trump is not the danger. He is the symptom. The real danger is a world order that rewards his kind and conditions us to expect nothing else. To reclaim our future, we must remember who we are, not voters in their system, but architects of a new one.